All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Art of Dining In. Today, we wanted to showcase an incredible lineup of wine to match with the fantastic British-inspired menu made by the guys behind the scene. We've had a couple of tastes here and there, was absolutely amazing. So hopefully you'll have as much fun as what we did when we tasted the food. But in the meantime, we wanted to showcase a bit the wines that you're going to have today. So the whole theme of the lineup was the up and coming things about Europe. So whether it be one region, grape variety, or producers, they're generally things that we don't see often in Australia, but they are coming into popularity in the wine bars in Melbourne and elsewhere. So yeah, what an interesting lineup of wine, isn't it?
Absolutely fantastic. And it's great to be able to look at some new things, new faces, if you like.
Yeah,
and and see how what the innovations are in some of these older regions as well, with different takes on winemaking.
Yeah,
and obviously viticulture as well.
And of course the globalization as well of wine have made it possible. Things that a lot of wine that have been made for centuries in those regions, but they've never left the place because no one knew about it. But then over the last 20, 30 years, a lot more wines are available to us in Australia. And that's, I believe, as a sommelier, it's our job to bring this. So we're going to go straight into the first course in Spain. And in Spain, we are in Tenerife, which is part of the Canary Islands.
Very, very historic area.
Oh, yeah.
Well, very important to the British. They used to stop there on their way around the world. So Tenerife was a very important port for the Navy, etc. So very appropriate.
And this wine, I mean, it has a fantastic feedback in the restaurant as well. A lot of people really love this wine. And it made from Listan Bianco, which is Palomino, a Spanish grape variety that makes sherry with a prawn cocktail. It's really something that you like to have next to, high acidity, really nice exotic aromas and flavors on the palate. It's really fresh and elegant. They're using a very old way of taming the vines, which the Transado, the name of the wine is named after the cordon. It's really nice and elegant and exotic. For me, when I tried it for the first time, I was blown by it, and it's such a great value. I'm happy we have still pure left.
So what do you think of the flavors of that wine, and how does it match with the prawn, you think?
Yeah, I think that it's really nice with seafood dish as a whole. I personally would really love to have it with like spaghetti and clams, something really nice and oceany. But yeah, it's really fantastic. And
something that sort of cuts through the sort of seafood sauce and things as well.
So from what I understood, saltiness basically.
Yes.
So it's a wine made next to the sea for seafood dishes. This is the way how we see it basically. It has doesn't have any oak, so all you get is that real salty volcanic flavor on your mouth, which will go quite well with the prawn and the cocktail.
Fantastic. And Tenerife, eh?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Let's go to Tenerife.
Really? Yeah. That's right.
So for your next course, we are going in France. We are going to the southern part of France on the border with Spain. So we are on the Pyrenees.
So close to home.
Close to home. And we have a very, very usual blend for the region, but unusual blend for the world of wine. We've got 3 grape varieties. The first 2 are white and the third one is red. Grenache Blanc and Grenache Gris, and then Grenache Noir, which are classic grape variety from the region. They're growing quite well over there. Yeah. Imagine it's all obviously fermented separately and then blended together, aged in old barrel with a touch of new wood to give it a bit of that sweet spices. The brothers at d'Anjou Banessier really are working hard to create an exceptional wine. This is a gourmet one, really, and I think it tasted blind, you'll probably think it's a Burgundy.
Yeah, it's got a very similar sort of body to the Chardonnay, hasn't it? It's very elegant. It's got some lovely acidity. I know you're a big fan of the white Grenache.
Oh,
it's
amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's got actually a lovely nose, hasn't it?
And that acidity,
it's very lifted.
And that acidity and texture together with the Welsh rabbit, with the really nice cheese texture. It's really something that you want to balance the texture to complement the flavors as well.
Well, that's a great dish. I tried it last week when Adam put it together when we were putting together the menu, and this will go really well. You know, it's got that little bit of slight phenolic sort of almost bitterness on the end, which would be great just to sort of cut through. It's got a lovely sort of almost purity, you know, very soft wine, nice acid. I think you should like that.
Yes.
It's very good. It's very drinkable.
Yeah, and you don't see a lot of
100
it.
mils is not going to be enough.
You don't see a lot of it around as well. And you know, when you poured this wine for me first time, Xavier, you know, I was really shocked because you know the quality and really the intensity of flavors, and it's not a wine you see a lot around. I'm really glad to have those wines in the restaurant too.
So I believe might be wrong, but I believe there is only about 36 to 48 bottles coming every year to the country. So small production, the whole world wants to drink it, and obviously we put our hands on it, and it's better to share it than keep it for ourselves. So d'Anjou Banessier, Clos des Esquinilles, which is the name of the cuvée.
Excellent. Great. All right.
Next course.
Yeah. So next wine,
Scotch egg.
Your favorite.
we're going to Hungary. We have a Blanc Frankish. It's made by Peter Wetzer. And Blanc Frankish is a really fantastic variety, is it?
Yeah.
It's for me at least. It's really. It depends how you make the wine, but it definitely has a lot of intensity, dark fruit profile, flavors as well, and high acidity, which is exactly what you want with that crunch, with that deep fried Scotch egg, right?
And we see a bit of Blanc Frankish in Australia, do we?
Yeah, Matt Forbes has been doing some obviously work with Frankish for quite a number of years. He obviously used to go to Austria and do winemaking there. And of course, it's very famous in Austria. And so this is from Hungary, and so something a bit different. It's sort of probably most people wouldn't have had a Hungarian wine. Maybe it's still table wine like this.
Absolutely, and the fact is that little town where this wine is from, it's actually used to be Bergland capital, you know,
Right.
which is the home of Blanc Frankish,
Yes.
and it's just across the border. Next to the big lake, which is also balancing the temperatures, you know, and
Like Belatin.
and also a really minimalist winemaking as well, you know, really attention to farming, to details, purity of fruit. Basically, I think almost the same what we're trying to do here, are we?
It's I think it's an interesting variety, isn't it? Because it really sits there with
Spicy,
sort of spicy. But it's almost like between a Gamay and Pinot.
Syrah. Yeah,
You know,
Gamay Pinot Syrah.
so it sort of pushes maybe a little bit more. It's almost got some Nebbiolo sort of hints there as well, but maybe not the tannins and the sort of assertiveness of that. But quite spicy and
Lifted as well, like
yeah,
Nebbiolo as well.
it's great. I really like it. I think it's a great food wine.
Yeah, and you see, like we see more and more this wine coming into the market nowadays, and it's always good to work with in the wine program because it gives you different opportunities with food pairing, and hopefully it will work quite well with the Scotch egg. You do get a richness coming from the patty and the crumb as well, but then you got that freshness from the egg, so hopefully it will work quite well.
Yeah.
For the next course, talking about Gamay,
Yes.
we're going to Beaujolais with the Gamay, with the beautiful Beaujolais, and we're going with a lady that her name is Mi. She's from Korea, and then came to France early in her life and settled in the region of Beaujolais. So we are next to Lyon, the gastronomic capital of France. And in Beaujolais, it's well known for its Gamay. And so what I wanted to say about that is Mi, being Korean, being a woman, she introduced herself into the world of wine, and she's learned her skills through very, very important people. She came to Beaujolais, and people really loved her straight from the batch, and she managed to integrate herself to the social life of Beaujolais, which is great because it means that, you know, it's not because you're a woman and you're single that you're not going to be able to reach your life. So it's for me, this is a success story. That label, not only for the wine that she makes, but also for the fact that yes, France can be a bit conservative, but you know, there are good people everywhere, and nowadays we're talking about, you know, the diversity and inclusion, and I think having me on the lineup, it means a lot, isn't it?
Absolutely. Where there is a will, there is a way, you know, and we encourage to see more and more of that in our restaurant as well. Côte de Pie is really a fantastic Ludi within Morgon as well. It's really, really fantastic expression of Gamay grape variety on those volcanic soils. 2017 was a beautiful, beautiful vintage. Really nice and sun-kissed, and yeah, Gamay, and it's not your typical Gamay. It has a bit more structure to go with the beef Wellington, and yeah, we adore Gamay here. What about you, Mark?
Morgon, it's got that, you know, a bit more weight, hasn't it? It's a bit more sort of Pinot-esque in a way, isn't it? It's certainly got a little bit darker and a little bit more fruit weight, and yeah, I mean, I love Beaujolais. I love Morgon. It's a great part of Beaujolais. Very pretty area. I don't know, the bush vines, you know, of course, are very famous there, where they still grow the vines without trellising, and you know, very close to the ground. Not that's the traditional way. There are some more modern vineyards there, but yeah, beautiful.
I mean, Côte de Pie, let's be honest, it is the best vineyard in Beaujolais, hands down.
Yeah.
Why? Because of, as you said, volcanic soil, but a lot of granitic soil. You are high in altitude, and so the wine generated to be very structured. Takes a long time to come by together, but with the pâte, as we say in French, of me, you got that beautiful balance between structure, softness, and openness. But this is a wine that will be aging for like 10, 15, 20 years.
What's the vintage again?
2017.
17.
Classic as well.
Great, classic vintage. Yeah.
Your favorite
Beautiful.
vintage?
It's certainly 17 was great in the south of Burgundy. I mean, for sure. I mean, everywhere really. But the 17 Chardonnays in Burgundy are sensational, and the 17 Beaujolais are great as well.
Yeah.
Really, really good. That's great vintage. So great, you know, fineness and detail to the wines, which I really love.
100%.
Okay.
So,
Do you speak Spanish?
not really.
No, really? Do you speak
After
Spanish?
a few glasses, maybe.
Yeah.
So Spanish next.
So we're going with Telmo Rodriguez. We have Muscat of Alexandria. We are in Malaga, which is part of the Andalusia region in the south of Spain. This is a beautiful wine that's been made in a dessert style, so sweet wine, but not overly sweet. We wanted to have something which is not too sweet and cloying to go with the trifle. So really complement the nice fruit flavors, the white chocolate and everything. Muscat of Alexandria is the same variety that makes the Muscat here in Rutherglen. And also the same grape variety that makes the beloved Moscato in Italy, and it's really, really beautiful to finish the beautiful course with. Do you like Muscat to finish?
Absolutely beautiful. Love it. I love Rutherglen Muscats. I mean, who couldn't? Wonderful up there, the Pfeiffers and Morrises and all the rest of it. But you know,
It's
this is
different.
this is very different to that
yeah.
style. That's
It's,
right.
it's not fortified. It's
just
late
a-
harvest.
Yeah, late harvest
Yeah.
wine, but it shows the incredible versatility of that variety and the number of ways in which it can be used. And yeah, I think it's great. You know, it's got that sort of almost like a semi-sweet sort of finish, and it's got this lovely acid, great for the trifle.
100%.
I think it will really cut that and really work good with that the creaminess.
And I've heard there were a lot of British people loving to go on holiday in Malaga.
Yeah.
So that's how to link the two
Yeah,
up
there
together.
you go. Tenerife to Malaga.
Yeah, everywhere. British.
all over France as well.
In Dordogne. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. It was a pleasure to meet with all these beautiful wines. Hopefully you have as much fun as we did to selection the wines for you. And please don't hesitate to give us feedback when it comes to the wines. And
Yeah, enjoy your meal, and particularly that Scotch egg, which I'm really looking forward to having. The beef Wellington too. But thanks again for joining us. I hope you enjoy.
thank you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.